Alright y'all, Saint Sonder back with another Sparking Zero video, and we got the official patch notes from Bandai. I just read this morning. I think it maybe came out yesterday. They like to do things a little earlier and then date it for the next day. So this came out the 20th January, and yeah, it looks like we're getting a patch with this DLC coming, which is awesome because I just dropped a video yesterday talking about some of the issues with the game, some of the bugs, some of the things that I'd like to see addressed that I've heard in the community, Twitter, Reddit. Just a lot of issues that players are facing as far as like lag delay, input, combo drops, vanishing attack bug, health bug, whatever. There's so many of them, but what I'm happy to see is that they are having some patch game adjustments coming out. So let's go over this, but starting out says, thank you for playing Sparking Zero. We'll be implementing an update to make the following adjustments. So we got January 20th. So Central Time, it'll really just depend on where you're at as far as your time zone. I'm Mountain Time, so I'll have this update this evening. You best believe I'm gonna be playing it. Catch me on the live stream when this drops. Probably just kind of mess around. I'll probably just do some training because what we're going to get into is these game mode adjustments, because there's a lot of adjustments to this gameplay. So starting out, we got a new game mode. So I'm interested to see what this is, but it says Legendary Warrior Face Off. This is going to be new game mode where you can face off against an extremely powerful character. It's added for a limited time. So interested to see what this is about. We'll probably check it out, so stay tuned. But let's get into some other game mode adjustments. We got Episode Battle. Now possible to change the difficulty when using a Dragon Orb. I'm not sure what that means. I know when this game first came out, you couldn't really change the difficulty. Unless you were losing a lot, then you could change it. And then December, we had the next patch, and I think they did something else with the difficulty being able to be changed on episode battles. I don't know. If you know, let me know, because I don't do a lot of episode battles anymore. I'm mainly online doing ranked matches or maybe in a player lobby. But custom battle, we got more situations, more effects, and text. So that's gonna be cool. One thing I've seen in the community is about these custom battles is the kind of getting boring, the repetitiveness, the lack of options. So the custom battle was a really interesting thing that they added to this game that just hasn't been utilized. So maybe we'll get some more players to use this. So this would be cool. But what we really want to talk about is this player match. It's about time. We got quick match has been changed so that you don't have to enter a room, and instead you get immediately matched with an opponent. Let's go. This is the one huge thing people have been complaining about, is not having a quick match option in this game. Like, no one really understands why that was never a thing. So we're definitely looking forward to that. You don't have to wait in a room anymore. That was kind of frustrating. So, and then we also added a quick room search for quick match. So, that'll be interesting. So maybe if you're in a room and there's space available, you can get jumped into it. I don't know, but we'll see what that's about. But yeah, we're definitely looking forward to that. We can definitely drop some more videos then and not have the anxiety of losing our rank anymore. Because if you know, I'm a Z rank in singles. I play a lot of DPs just for the fun of it, and I just don't care about my rank as much. I'm S rank there, but if we got some quick matches, I'm jumping in a quick match, and I'm streaming as much as possible. I'm recording videos, so let's get it. Ranked match. A wait time has been added before matching begins as a penalty based on the number of times you've disconnected. So we know that they already added or implemented penalties for people who are DCing and rage quitting. So I'm not sure what this really means in its entirety, so we'll see. But you got battle setup. You can now see the control explanations when selecting a character. So not sure what that really means, but maybe when you're selecting a character, you can see their move. I know you can see their moves, but maybe you can see what the inputs are. I don't know, the controls. And then training, you got a new option for the NPC. So the bot, you can set it to guarding after attacks. I'm not sure why that would be a practice setting, but who knows? Maybe people want to practice that. So some new game mode adjustments. And now we got some battle system adjustments. So this is where we're getting into the patch notes that's changing with the way that the game is played. So charge attacks, smash attack, or rush chain. You will no longer recoil while charging when receiving a rush attack or a rush Ki blast from opponent in sparking mode. I don't even know what that means. You will no longer recoil. So if you're getting your ass beat by someone who's in sparking, I guess you're not going to recoil anymore. and I just don't know what that means as far as the recoil. You can see, maybe I got some clips playing in the background, so we're both in sparking, and this dude just got cooked with an ult, I think, so never mind. We won't get an opportunity to see what that means, but stay tuned. We'll be dropping some videos and see how this plays out in the new gameplay. But let's go into rush attack. It is now harder to mistakenly input a smash attack during a rush attack. I didn't know that was an issue. I've never ran into that, where I mistakenly inputted a smash attack. Your smash attacks are your heavy hits, where your rush attacks are just your basic hits. So changing that up. Your grand slash, see, some of these I don't even know. I've never heard of a grand slash. I don't know if that counts as like a leg sweep. But hitting an opponent that is falling from a grand slash with another grand slash will now cause them to be blown away spinning. So I'm gonna take that as no more leg sweep loops. Back in December when we had the last patch come out, they said that they were gonna address the leg sweep loops. And actually I take that back. I think what it was is you could no longer hit somebody with a stun ki blast after a leg sweep loop, or you couldn't do the loop. I don't know, but regardless, I don't think they ever changed that. They said they were, but I don't think they ever fixed it. So that'll be interesting to see. Maybe the leg sweep loop is gone, so that'll be interesting. That's gonna affect people's gameplay, and we'll see how that changes things. If you get your rush ki blast, you will no longer be able to perform a high-speed evasion when being hit. So in the background, I got a clip going. We're just doing a ki blast war. Some high-speed evasion is like the dashing. So if you're being hit, I guess you can't dash out of it. I don't know. That's pretty crazy. We'll see how this is going to change. When the last patch came out in December, it changed a lot of the mechanics in the game and how it's played. And I'm assuming this what's going to happen again with this new patch. So it's interesting how Bandai's doing that. They're changing the mechanics, but every mechanic that they change really just changes the fundamental integrity of the gameplay of this game. So we're going to see what this does. Let's go into the Smash Ki Blast. You will now be easier to hit when firing while moving. Interesting. You will now be easier to hit when firing while moving. So if you're throwing a Ki Blast while you're moving, you're going to be easier to hit. That's going to be with another Ki Blast, I guess, with the heavy one. So your charged Ki Blast. So we'll see what that does. But this is the big one, Perception and Super Perception. People have been complaining a lot about the Perception spam. And it is kind of ridiculous that someone's able to just stand there and hold Perception. You know, whether you're getting sidestep, they just hold it. Especially if you're like an MUI Goku, there's just too much of an incentive to just hold it. So right now they're gonna nerf it, and a certain amount of ki will now be consumed upon activation. That is awesome. You know, you can't just sit there and hold Perception indefinitely. Now it's gonna take some ki. It's gonna use some resources. So. And then the next big nerf is after finishing the move. So after you finish a Perception, the time until the next Perception being able to perform has been increased. So you cannot just spam Perception anymore. Let's go. You're gonna have to use, it's gonna take some more skill now, people. You're gonna have to figure something out. You're gonna have to use some more movement. You have to get on your vanishes on point. Yo, if they're telling us that we need to vanish more, then I just hope that you change the input delay or the lag issues or the network issue or whatever, because it doesn't matter how good you are at the game if your inputs aren't executing. So we'll see what this does. But yeah, now let's check out the super counter. This is another one that people have been complaining about, which I don't agree with. I think the super counters are just fine. If you pay attention at the highest level of gameplay, like the best players, they're able to hit it consistently. But for the majority of players aren't hitting super counters consistently. It's for me at least, it's kind of just random, you know. In the window to repetitively hit it is like 0.2 seconds I've seen, which is short enough to where you can just spam super counters, but you don't always hit it. So I never really had an issue with super counters, but now the time being able to perform an input has been increased after unsuccessfully performing the move. So if you hit a super counter and you miss, the time for you to be able to spam another one is going to be increased. So we'll see what this does. I guarantee we're going to have a lot more players complaining about how they're just getting comboed into oblivion because they can't get out of combos anymore with the super counter. So it's kind of interesting to see Bandai's been listening to the community in some sense. They're changing some things. They're trying to, you know, they're working on the game. So we can't complain too much. You know, we're being listened to. Players are complaining about certain things, and they're addressing it. So definitely going to be interested to see how this affects the gameplay. Super counters being nerfed, perceptions being nerfed, speed impact, the timing being able to input again after the move finishes has been made later. I have no clue what that means, but how I am interpreting that as when you input a move, you gotta wait for it to be completed before you can input it again. For example, so what I like to do is, for example, if I'm sidestepping, when I sidestep, I'm already inputting my attack. If I hit my sidestep, I'm already pressing the button on what I want to do next. And they kind of adjusted that after this last patch, because if you notice gameplay from this patch from December versus when the game originally came out in November or October, I think, it's a lot more slower pace. When this game first came out, it was so fast paced, and then they kind of slowed it down, and looks like now they're gonna slow it down even more with another speed impact. So you put in a move, you gotta wait for that move to finish before you can put in the next one. So that's gonna be interesting. I'm really interested to see how it affects the sidestepping. Sidestepping really got buffed after this last patch, and like I said, how I use my sidestep is when I sidestep, I'm already inputting my move. So we'll see how the speed impact affects it. Chase change. I'm gonna be honest, I do not know what these terms mean. Chase change, speed impact, but damage from giant characters has been reduced when chase changing into them. I honestly have no clue what that means. If you know what that means, please let me know. But all I see is giants reduced. That's all I care about. If you know, you know. I hate playing against giants. A lot of people hate playing against giants. If you play as a giant, you're kind of a bum. You're cheese ass. So anything where giants are getting nerfed, I'm cool with. I don't care. They got giants in this game they're honestly kind of OP. They got stupid amount of health. They got their unblockable charge. So this will be interesting. They can grab anybody no matter what. So this will be interesting to see what this does. Impact recovery. When blown back from lift strike, holding the button down will activate impact recovery once you hit the ground. I don't know what that means. And then also when blown back and spinning, holding the button down will activate impact recovery once you hit the ground. So yeah, I don't know what that means because quite frankly, there's two different recoveries. You know, you got your basic recovery. So for example, I'm on PS5. It's just the right R1, your right bumper. If you get hit back or whatever from an attack, you can just tap R1 and it'll recover. But you also got the other recovery where if you're like super stunned and going towards the ground, you gotta flick up on the stick. So I just don't know which. It says holding the button down. Like, which button is it talking about? So we're gonna have to mess around with this in the practice room and see what they're talking about. Because I just don't know what that means, but interested to see what this does. And then we got skill adjustment. So a lot of you players out there got skill issues. So now we're getting a skill adjustment. But the overall automatic avoidance skills, such as like Wild Sense, the opponent will no longer be able to use these skills when performing a combo and continuing the combo with a Russian. Wow, interesting. So how I interpret that, for example, is if what a lot of players do is when you're hitting your rush attacks, which is just your basic attack. So on PS5, for example, it's just square, 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 or whatever. What a lot of players do, what I do, is when you use your basic attack, there's a certain amount of hits you do before it knocks him back. So for example, on PS5, it'd be like square, square, square. And then it knocks him back, or I'm sorry, square, 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 and knocks him back. And what a lot of people, players will do during that time is use that opportunity to charge their key, hit a Wild Sense, after image, whatever. But that's a great opportunity when you knock them back to just get that leverage, get that advantage over them while you knock them back. And what this is saying is, I guess you're not going to be able to use one of your avoidance skills in the middle of a combo. So we'll see what that does, because honestly, that's a huge part of a player's gameplay and a huge strat in the overall gameplay. And it's a huge effect in my gameplay. Like I said, when I knock someone back, I'm using that opportunity to either charge my key, to reset my combo, to just dash in and get behind them, whatever. So here we got Wild Sense in general. The attack damage has been reduced. Wow, so Wild Sense is getting a nerf. So if you are, a lot of players out there are dependent on Wild Sense. Like a lot of players out there cannot fight or throw hands without Wild Sense. And I did a little series on how to cheese because you can get away with a lot just by spamming Wild Sense. Like, it's ridiculous what you can do with Wild Sense. So this will be interesting. And then Kaioken skill count consumed has been reduced, but this only applies for Z Goku. So looks like Z Goku's gonna be getting a little buff on his Kaioken, so that'll be interesting. Tada, that skill, I want to say that's Gotenks. I don't know who else has that ability, but the skill count consumed has been reduced, so that move is getting a nerf. And then all I need is 5 seconds. This is Super Saiyan Goku 4. So if you know this last patch, Super Saiyan 4 Goku got buffed hardcore. This dude he's honestly pretty meta. And now it looks like he's getting another buff. His ki will be fully recovered. God damn. So if you fuck with Super Saiyan 4 Goku's, you like this. So yeah, this is we're definitely gonna be tuning in to see, playing this game, checking it out, relearning how to play. You know, when the last patch came out, like I said, I dropped a series on relearning how to play the game, because that's essentially what you're probably gonna have to do, is kind of learn just the timing of things, the movement of things, you know, just kind of getting the feel for things again. That's part of just this game, I guess, you know, and we're looking forward to it. So then you got your other, and this is just some of the things that I address as far as some of the bugs, the lag issues, but it just says user friendliness and performance stability has been improved. Don't know what that means, but man, they have a lot to live up to with this little tidbit. I'm serious. This game, the community, a lot of people have fallen off, and it's because of the little nuanced things like the combo drops, the vanishing attack bug. You know, people just Spanish vanishing attack in the middle of some of his combos just with the idea, the thought or intention to just drop their combo. And you can't blame people for taking advantage of it, because it's a bug. That shouldn't be allowed. If you're in the middle of getting comboed and you have someone's back, they should not be able to just vanish attack out of it. But yeah, it says this application of this update is required for online play. An internet connection is necessary to apply the updates. Duh. And stay tuned for more updates. So yeah, man, Sparking Zero, the new DLC coming out today. So stay tuned. We're gonna be dropping a live stream, checking it out. Like I said, I'll probably just be in the training room, getting used to some of the mechanics, but as most people know, the training is a lot different than the online as far as the timing of things. So we're definitely gonna have to figure it out, relearn the game, and I guess go beat some ass. So yo, if you like what we're dropping, if you like what we're doing, like, follow, subscribe. We've been playing some Marvel Rivals, Sparking Zero. We're on Twitch live streaming. But yeah, stay tuned, hang loose.